Hello friends, welcome to iTalkies TV. I am Favor George. Do you have issues finding squares of two-digit numbers? I had a very big problem on that some times ago. But today, I'm going to be teaching you finding squares of two-digit numbers easily. As I always say, you must know your multiplication table before solving squares and square roots of numbers. So now, let's refresh our minds by saying our squares of numbers from 1 to 15, and then so that we'll know where to start from. Let's begin. 1 squared 1, 2 squared 4, 3 squared 9, 4 squared 16, 5 squared 25, 6 squared 36, 7 squared 49, 8 squared 64, 9 squared 81, 10 squared 100, 11 squared 121, 12 squared 144, 13 squared 169, 14 squared 196, 15 squared 225, 16 squared. Let's start from there. So our first example is finding the square of 16. Do you know that finding squares of two-digit numbers include the process of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and also carrying over? Now, we write our three dashes. Our 2 and then our 3 dashes. 1, 2, and 3. Now, to get the number that is on this last dash, you find the square of the last digit of the original number. The last digit is 6, so 6 squared is what? 36. Write 6, 36. Now comes the process of carryover. I hope you know that two numbers can stay in one row. So we have to, we have to write the 6 rightly and then carry 3 over. Now, to solve the second dash is finding, you have to multiply these two numbers and then double it. What's doubling? Doubling means addition. So 1 times 6 equals 6. Then 6 doubled equals 12. 12 plus this 3, which is the process of addition. 12 plus 3 is 15. Write 5 and carry 1. Now, the last question for us to solve this dash is finding the square of the 10th digit number, which is 1. 1 squared equals 1. Then 1 plus this 1 here is what? 2. Now, let's check whether our answer is correct. 16 times 16. 6 times 6, 36. 6 times 1, 6 plus this is 9. 1 times 6 is 6. 1 times 1 is 1. We add. Always remember to put your sign at the side. 6. Then 9 plus 6 is 15. Then, you see, it's the same answer. You see how easy this thing is? It's just that if you're not careful in your carryover, you might make mistakes. Now, let's solve a second example, then a third example, and then a fourth example. Excuse me, let me clean this board whitely first. Okay, now let me give you a second example. Number 1 and this number 2. Find 36 squared. As we did the first number, we write our 3 dashes first. 1, 2, and 3. Let me clean this 6. It does not only need to be 6. It can be 9, 8, 2, 1, 0. But 0 has another technique. So other numbers that are not 5 or 0, because 5 has its own technique and 0 has its own technique. So this one will be 9. Now, what do we say in this first example? We said we had to find the square of the last digit of the original number. Now in number 2, it is 9. So 9 squared is what? 81. We write 1 and carry 8 over. Now, the second step is 3 times 9 when you double it plus this 8. 3 times 9 equals what? 27. The double of 27 is, double of 27, we carry this over, this 14, this 3, and this 5 is 54. The double of 20, the double of 27 is what? The double of 27 equals 54. Then now 54 plus 8 is what? 12. Then write this, 62. So we write a 2 and carry 6 over. Then to find the third step is finding the square of these 10 digits of the original number. The square of 3 is what? 9. 9 plus 6 is what? 15. Now you see this has 4 numbers. The interesting part is for you to just count 1, 2, and 3 and insert a comma. And now this is read as 1521. Now let's solve the third example, which might look a larger number for you to solve. Number 3, I'm going to pick something higher, which is 68, or let me say 63 squared. Our 3 dashes is our first step. 1, 2, and 3. Our second step is what? Find the square of the unit digits, which is 3. 3 squared is 9. You see, this one is a place value of 1, so there's no carrying over process. Now we move to the second step. The second step is 6 times 3 when you double it and get the square. 6 times 3 equals 18. 18 squared, the double of 18 is what? Maybe the double of 18, as just a shortcut, is 36. That's 36. 36 squared is what? 36 times 36. Or maybe let's use the abacus. Now let's continue. First, let's go back to the second step. Second step is 6 times 3, and 6 times 3 is 18. The double of 18 is 36. Then write 6 and carry over 3. Now the last step is finding this squared and then add the number plus this. 6 squared is what? 36. Now 36 plus 3 is 39. As the same thing we did here. 1, 2, 3. We insert a comma, and this is read as 3,969. Now, let me give you a classwork. Let me write it over here. It's going to be 5 questions for you to solve using these examples. Number 1, find 54 squared. 2, find 33 squared. 3, find 62 squared. Number 4, find 71 squared. And then number 5, find 51 squared. Now, solve this all in just 3 minutes. Make sure you don't use a calculator to solve this, or else that means you didn't understand. So use the normal way using these examples to solve this. I'll be back in the next 3 minutes. I hope you solved these exercises, or you just wrote them on a piece of paper. For those who solved it, let me solve them so that you see whether your answer is correct or wrong. Number 1 question is finding 54 squared. Our first step is to write 3 dashes. Then find the square of 4. 4 squared is what? 16. Write a 6 and carry 1 over. Second step, 5 times 4 is 20. 20 plus 5 plus 5 times 4 is 20. The double of 20 is 40. 40 plus 1 is 41. Write 1, carry 4 over. 5 squared is 25. 25 plus 4 is what? 29. Remember what I said here? You always insert a comma. 1, 2, 3. 1. Now this is read as 2,916. Woo! I hope you got it because I'm so happy because this is so easy. Let's solve number 2. Number 2. Find. Number 2 question is what? Find 33 squared. Write 3 dashes as we said. 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to find the square of 3. 3 squared is what? 9. You still remember what I said? Maybe what I said here? That in this 3 squared, there are some questions that don't need the process of borrowing. I mean the process of carry over and the ones that need carry over. But here, we don't need carry over in this first step. Second step is what? 3 times 3, then you double it. 3 times 3 is 9. The double of 9 is 18. So we write 8 and carry 1 over. 3 squared is what? 9. 9 plus 1 is 10. Remember, 1, 2, 3. You see how easy this thing? This thing is so easy that it makes me happy. And when you learn this and when you know this method very easy, you understand it and be very happy. Now, one thing you need to know is that when you want to insert a comma, you insert a comma after 3 digits. 1, 2, 3. Then you insert a comma. Number 3. Write 62 squared. As I always say, put your 3 dashes at the first step. 1, 2, 3. 2 squared is what? 4. Write 4. There's no need for carry over here. The second step, 6 times 2 is 12. The double of 12 is what? 24. Write 4 and carry 2 over. Then now, 6 squared is what? 36. 36 plus 2 is what? 38. Right at 38. Remember, 1, 2, 3. Come on. And this is read as 3,844. While number 2 is read as 1,089. Now, let's solve number 4. Number 4 is 71 squared. This might look a little bossy, but it isn't. Alright, 1, 2, 3. We'll square 1. 1 squared is what? 1. Then 7 times 1 is 7. The double of 7 is what? 14. Write 4, carry 1. 7 squared is what? 49. 49 plus this one is 50. 1, 2, 3. Now you know the essence of us refreshing our minds on the squares of numbers. Like these places, we need to find the square of 5, 3, 6, 7, and even 5 again. Now let's solve number 5. Number 5 is 51 squared. Sorry, sometimes you make mistakes writing this symbol here very big, and it makes the number look like 712 because some people write their own like this, and somebody will definitely know. Maybe your book is like this, and somebody will definitely know you are trying to write 712, whereas you're supposed to write it this way. So that's just what you need to know. Let's continue. At 3 dashes, as I always say. Sorry, let me remove this guy off. Sorry, excuse me. I need to remove this so that it doesn't cut my hands or injure me. As I'll say, 1, 2, and 3. Our first step is 1 squared is 1. 5 times 1 is 5. The double of 5 is 10. Write 0, carry over 1. 5 squared is 25. 25 plus 1 is what? 26. 1, 2, 3. Now we've come to the end of this exercise. I hope you got all these answers, or even though you didn't get it, make sure you watch this video over and over until you understand it. One secret is that before you learn a mathematics and learn it very well in your mind, you must watch the examples. Number 1, be concentrated. Number 2, number 3, try to solve it over and over, and then look at the examples and solve the exercises. Please, I just remember something, friends. Always remember to like my videos, share my videos, and subscribe to my channel. Please don't forget that important thing. This is me zooming out. Have a nice day.